is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of DCOM Descendants and Brand. That's Erin. That's Dan. We're back, everybody. Yeah.
Yes.
You're Dan.
I'm Dan. You're Erin.
Got it.
Who's
Got it.
Claire, though? That's
Who is
that's
Claire?
the question.
People are pumped. They're cheering for us. Even.
Yeah, they are in the studio.
Thanks, everybody.
We got a new review, Brand.
We do.
Please go leave us one on the Apple Podcast.
Please, for the love of God.
Yeah, this is from Jupiter Gen C.
Oh, we got them?
Jupiter parentheses Gen C is what this is. And it says, Friday fun times. I'm older than Dan by several years, so ancient to Bran and Erin.
That's right.
And then parentheses, throwback to the first couple of episodes. We did say that. Thus, not a DCOM viewer. We couldn't afford Disney Channel.
Oh.
We couldn't either. But this pod keeps me laughing.
Am I right, guys?
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Their words, not mine.
This pod keeps me laughing, and I feel like maybe I've seen the movie in an even better way. Longtime listener to DTH and a morning person, so why not add more of the gang to my weekly pod listening? And I need the laughs on Fridays and through the week with the other listens. Thanks. Keep DCOMing it up. Let's get to 300.
Keep coming it up.
I love that. Thanks, Jupiter.
Very nice. What are we up to?
156. We're not.
Yes.
Ooh, flying.
Math is not in your favor there, but that's okay.
And nobody's asking more for the DCOM Daily Minute.
No one. No. There's no one clamoring for a DCOM Daily Minute.
That's weird.
It isn't weird. It's pretty normal.
I don't think it's normal. I don't think it's normal at all, in fact.
All right. You say so.
I'm really excited to talk about today's movie. Now you see it. Okay. And the only thing that could make it better is if I had something to eat. It's time for the delish segment. Erin, you brought something that is in
So
some way
good.
related
It's
to
9
Now
in the
You See
morning.
It.
I mean, killing me.
What do we have?
Yes. So I did a lot of camera 1, 2, and 3. I did a lot of thinking, trying to find cocktails that were named after like Harry Houdini, or I don't know. I was just down a rabbit hole. And then I was thinking about what is an iconic part of this movie, and I thought of the first scene where Danny, that's his name?
Danny.
I was going to call him Johnny, and that's not his name in the movie.
Trying to Picard.
Danny is trying to get onto the show, and he's
Yes.
popping the balloon. Nothing's appearing.
Right.
So I made a orange chocolate shell,
Okay.
which represents the balloon.
Yes.
Inside, I made a chocolate mousse, and then there is a Dove chocolate in the mousse as well.
Oh, very interesting. So how do you
So
how do we pop it, if you
so
will?
yeah, so
It's a shell. You just crack it open, right?
you should just crack it open. I did make it a little thicker than normal because I wanted it to be able to travel, but I don't think you're gonna be able to crack it. So you may just have to scoop it out like ice cream. But yeah,
Cool. We can
Yeah.
flip it.
yeah, it's not gonna. It's
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
we're gonna be here a while.
Okay. It didn't pop, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would have made it a little thinner if I was just serving it at home. I did want it to be able to travel in a
All right.
car, but
I'm not mad about this. Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Okay.
I really like the chocolate mousse.
Yeah. Good. I mean, it's 9 a.m. Still good, but that's Brand's fave.
Oh, that's fun.
A 9 a.m. chocolate mousse.
9 a.m. chocolate mousse.
I'll moose any day of the week, anytime.
Yeah, you will.
Twice on Sunday.
No.
No. He's a religious man.
It's my Sabbath. I still do it once.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of Dove chocolate is this?
Dark
Just a
chocolate.
regular
It's dark
Dark chocolate. You're not a dark chocolate.
Not a dark chocolate.
Brand doesn't like dark chocolate. Oh, the good stuff, man.
I mean, if I'm eating a chocolate, I do prefer a milk chocolate.
Well, it depends on what you're eating.
But the mousse was made with dark chocolate, and I just figured it would go
Yeah.
flavor profile wise.
Like dark chocolate ice cream's better than milk chocolate ice cream. Period.
That's insane.
What, my take?
Yes.
No, it's so much better. Now, a Reese cup, yeah, it needs to be milk chocolate. You got peanut butter, like already plenty rich.
Not dark chocolate.
Like one bite of chocolate, dark chocolate all day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay.
And then what you do is you eat it all, then you eat the shell by itself, Brand. I want to just take a bite of see if you can crack the shell with those teethers.
Oh, how did you?
No, I'm not. It's 9 in the morning.
This amount of sugar this early would kill Dan.
It would kill me. How'd it go? That is some thick shell.
That's a thick shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did it. Now it's time to talk about the movie on the other side of this break. So come on back. Go make yourself a hard shell.
Candy shell. Your brain's got the shell on it. That's from
Shell
Tommy
it.
Boy. I don't know who that's for but me.
And then we'll talk about Now You See It.
If that was for you, leave a review.
Leave a review.
DCOM.
You olds.
Descendants.
DCOM Descendants.
Welcome back,
Go for it,
everybody. The DCOM Descendants is here to stay.
Yeah, it is.
All you haters out there.
Haters in the building.
We're talking Now You See It today. Now You See It, the first movie of 2005 for the Disney Channel, January 14th, 2005. My brother Josh's birthday, so I will...
Brother of the Week,
Brother of the
Pat?
Week will be Josh for his birthday in honor of
Shout out.
his birthday.
Brother of the week, JJ.
Brother of the Week,
His
still
birthday
Jim.
is February 2nd, so
Oh, okay.
close to this.
Makes sense.
There you go.
Dan?
Yeah, just Jim. It's Jim this week. Jim, I know you're a regular listener. Thanks so much, buddy.
Jimbo. It was directed by Dwayne Dunham. Shout out Dwayne.
A newbie to the network.
I believe Dwayne's final
it for
DCOM.
Dwayne.
So he's going to make himself disappear. It's a magic trick.
Ah.
Starring one
Franklin
Allison Mashaka from Ally and AJ fame and Johnny Picard.
Who?
Oh my gosh, this guy. I can't with you. Guys, Dan doesn't know Ally and AJ, and I don't know.
I got to be honest. The fact that I don't know them is not about me being old because I had heard of all of these other people. So they're not a big deal.
It bothers me a lot that you don't know Ally
I
and
know.
AJ.
In like the 2 years I've worked here, the amount of times that Bran has talked about Ally
Yeah.
and AJ, the fact that you've seen other movies with Ally.
Can I tell you what my brain does whenever he says Ally and AJ? It just jumps straight to Casey and JoJo, and then I start singing Crazy in my head. Crazy, 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 Justin. And I've forgotten Ally and AJ. In my head, Ally and AJ are Casey and JoJo, which they're not.
They're
Casey
not.
and JoJo much better. But that's what happens. And I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry that it bothers you.
It's frustrating. I just wish you would listen to them because they're really good. I listened to them yesterday on the way home.
God. Who are you?
I'm a fan
Next
of
time
Ally
we're
and
in the
AJ.
next time we're in the car, play me an Ally and AJ track.
Okay.
You said you wish I'd listen. I'll listen next time we're all in the car. Just remind me.
I love it. So this movie starts with Allison Miller. She's in her room and she's talking directly to camera in a Harvard sweatshirt. I don't know why, but she is. And it is her dream to produce.
Did Disney want us to be like, oh, she's smart?
I guess so.
Is that the whole thing?
But it's like if her whole dream, I think the thing that threw me off is like if her whole dream is to produce TV,
Harvard
you
is
wouldn't go
not.
to
You
Harvard.
wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily,
Yeah.
Harvard wouldn't be your choice. Do you think
Like she could have been wearing any sweatshirt and like the Harvard was a choice, but it doesn't take place in Massachusetts.
But she could have bought the shirt to look smart. Like
That's what
maybe
I
it's
think it was a
her
choice.
thing.
Yeah, I think it was a choice like for her character to appear smart.
Like while she's like, people are going to be watching this video, and if I wear Harvard, it looks like I'm smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a
But
while,
clearly-
I was assumed the movie was going to be about her applying to Harvard and then
No.
getting sidetracked
No, it
with
doesn't-
magician stuff. It
doesn't
had
have anything
nothing
to
to
do
do
with
with
it.
Harvard
No.
at all.
That's the sequel.
Sequel. That's
That's
right.
right. Now you Harvard.
Now you see
Harvard.
Harvard.
it to Harvard.
So when she finds out that there is a competition show called The World's Greatest Kid Magician that is going to be not only are the magicians going to be kids, but also they have a program
Yes.
where kids who are interested in getting into the TV industry can come and do stuff.
both
They have
hands.
like
it's,
mentors.
It's
and-
produced by kids, filmed by kids,
For kids
and
by
then
kids.
there's like a couple adults there.
That's right.
Yes.
That's exactly
who are
right.
kind of chaperoning, sort of.
And it's
So
all above board.
Yeah.
So she is setting out to find a great magician, so that can be her
Ticket
magician,
in.
basically. Yes, and along with her adult mentor Paul, who has a bigger deal in this movie than I remembered, and kid cameraman Cedric, who is here and is a legend. So they see a ton of very bad magicians. I don't know why these kids would apply for this when they are clearly so bad at being magicians, but Nevertheless, they do. And
Well, they're bad compared to people who have real magic.
well, yes, but they're also just bad in general.
They're
like, none
working
of them,
on their craft, but one of them knows real magic.
I just think, though, if you are a kid, you're not applying for a show unless you're good at something. Like I think kids are shy.
This movie being about magicians is not true. This movie being about actual magic is true. It would be like if they had a show about flying and 8 kids are trying to fly, but they know that they have to fake it, and one kid can actually fly. Like, that's the rub of this movie, is all of the rest of these kids are just trying to be illusionists. This one kid
my point is,
has genuine magical powers.
the kids that she finds are not even
They're not
trying
good.
to be
That's true.
magicians.
That's true. Yeah.
Where like the ones that end up making the competition are actually
Trying.
good at being a kid magician. The other one, I don't know
The
where
first
she
kid
found these
The
kids.
first kid she interviews tries to get out of a straitjacket, and I feel like he's never
never tried.
attempted that
never
trick
even-
before.
It's a weird one to take on when you've never.
Also, that kid was 8 working at an ice cream.
That's right.
Yeah,
stand.
maybe he wasn't taking it seriously. Maybe he was like, "Yeah, I can get out of a straitjacket.
Yeah, no problem.
Got him.
No problem.
It turns out I'm stuck."
She has one more magician to see. It is Danny Sinclair. And he is going to, as Erin talked about, pop a balloon and make a dove appear.
And just be hot.
Yeah, be hot. Not for 32-year-old Erin, 34-year-old Erin, what have you. For 14-year-old, not for you now.
No, not for me now.
No.
But 14-year-old me, Johnny Picard,
Right.
right up there.
Sure.
Ryan Merriman, Johnny Picard.
Wow. Below
I
Ryan
don't know.
Merriman.
Below
I'd have to
Merriman.
think about it.
Oh, man.
I mean, Ryan Merriman is at the top.
I guess,
He's
we know
from
what,
Johnny.
Okay.
I guess we know what your next diss list is going to be. Top
DCOM
10 DCOM
hunks.
boys.
Which is worse, DCOM hunks, DCOM boys? They both are terrible.
Not great.
Okay, good. I
So
think yours is worse, but I don't.
Former male Disney stars.
Yeah, nah, that sounds worse.
Okay.
DCOM hunks.
DCOM boys.
No, boys is worse. I think we got to the
Boys-
bottom of that.
boys is-
DCOM boys is
Boys
worse.
is worse. But
Feels illegal.
the trick doesn't work, despite him trying it like 100 times popping. He had so many balloons on hand for this.
He bought out the local Party
Yeah.
City.
Party City's
Give me
going
all
out,
your
going out
balloons.
of business. You
and
can get anything from
yeah,
super
and if you
cheap.
needed an orange balloon, tough luck.
Tough luck.
Danny bought all of them in the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, sure.
They're in Louisiana.
It was
That's right.
filmed in
Yes.
Louisiana.
Yes.
Nolans. So she's disappointed. They go to leave. They open up the trunk of the car to put the equipment in it, and a bunch of doves
Fly out.
And they're like, that's the trick there. Luckily, Cedric was filming the whole thing.
Yeah,
which
that
is
boy
like
knows how to
kudos
be.
to him. Like, you never stop rolling,
Keep
even when
rolling.
you're
Keep rolling.
going to put the camera in the
I
car.
think if I've learned anything from watching this movie,
keep
it's
rolling.
keep rolling.
Keep rolling.
Keep rolling. That's exactly right. Keep rolling.
Yeah.
So she submits the tape, and the head guy, Max, who is putting on this competition, is very impressed and adds him to the show. They show up, and he is immediately overwhelmed by Allison's energy. She's a lot, and
She is a
everybody
lot.
is like, wow, Allison, you're a lot. But what can you do? It's time for the first test.
She's smart.
Yes, she's smart. She
I
has
don't know if you saw Harvard.
Harvard sweatshirts. She's a lot. It's time for the first test, which is to create an illusion with the items that Max provides, which is a broom, a rope, a basketball, and a fish tank.
Yeah.
Max does not prepare for this. But something quite miraculous ends up happening, which is snow. Snow appears inside of the fish tank with the broom and the ball and whatnot. And Allison is blown away. Everybody is blown away. He doesn't.
Have we mentioned Frank Langella yet? Have we mentioned
No,
him?
we
We
haven't.
mentioned Max.
Okay. Max is the character's name?
Yes.
So Max, played by the venerable Academy Award nominated Frank Langella, is on looking with a watchful eye. And he's also stalking him outside of his house. Did you mention that? In the first scene, when the doves all come out, less than 1 block away is Max in his car watching the whole thing happen.
Oh, I missed that.
I missed that too.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Wow.
Pretty creepy.
I was not impressed by the broom snow trick.
It creates snow.
Yeah, but then the fact that the broom is just standing upright in the snow in the fish tank and the ball is attached to the rope just swinging. I was like,
Not a magic trick.
It's
He
not a
just
magic
changed it.
trick.
No, it
Like-
isn't a magic trick.
Yes. Well, nevertheless,
if you have real magic, be better.
Max was impressed until it is pointed out to him that snow wasn't one of the items. So
3 points.
3 points.
3 points.
Anyway, Allison is so blown away by this that she confronts him about like, how did you do that? He doesn't want to deal with this, so he runs to the Hall of Mirrors to
Which I think is
escape
a
her.
great style choice in a house.
Yes. Erin, big fan of Hall of Mirrors. But then they begin to work together to find some secret rooms in the magic house. Basically, they believe that there's space in the magic castle that is like, if we could find it, we could learn more about
Well, at one
magic
point, don't
or
they, like,
whatever.
Look at blueprints or something.
They look at blueprints and then they find the books. And the books all make a snake, and the snake is on the.
Yeah, there's like gold emblems on the spines, and so they
Exactly right.
find them all, put them together.
That's exactly right.
Is it a puzzle queen? She calls herself a puzzle queen.
Puzzle queen.
She's a
Something-
puzzle queen.
She calls herself that multiple times, and it's really important up until that moment when they piece together the snake, and then I don't know if we hear about her puzzle queenness again.
Yes.
But
Doesn't matter.
She goes real
She's a
hard.
puzzle queen.
You need to know that.
She's a puzzle queen. So they end up like going through a tunnel, which leads to another thing, which leads to a bank vault. Cedric is there the whole time recording it. It's going to be great. It's all
Keep
above
rolling.
board. Cedric ends up turning a dial, which causes him to shoot back into the library.
Magic.
They're blown away by that, and that's the end of it.
a
They're
portal
just kind of
situation.
like, okay, we did it. So good for them. It is time for
Pretty basic.
Pretty
Just
basic.
basic portal.
Basic portal.
No big deal.
Maybe we can look more into that tomorrow. It's time for the next competition, and Danny causes a mechanical bull to show up out of nowhere, and everybody is shocked. And when confronted about this, he finally is like, I can't explain it. I have real magic. It's something I
This is a
noticed
show
about
for-
myself.
Well, they're all trying to prove like the other guy whose name I don't remember in this movie.
I don't either.
But he is in Double Teamed. He is the
He's
other producer.
the hot guy who touches them
Who
late at night.
touches all of the
Yes.
different
Good at
female
basketball.
basketball
yeah,
players.
yeah.
Yes.
Him. Yep. He didn't touch anybody in this movie.
Would he be on
But
your
bored.
top 10 Disney boys?
Disney hunks.
Probably not.
Okay.
Um,
Hunks per capita in this movie, though,
so many.
pretty high.
So many.
But anyway, he is the one who's
Cedric.
being like, this is not possible. He's thought Danny's been cheating this whole time.
Right.
So everyone's like, where did this come from? No one can figure out how he
Where
did
did it
it.
come from? Where did it
They're
go?
like, you just
Where did you come from, magician
Joe.
Joe?
And he's the one that is like, I think it's real magic. And of course, everyone is like, ha ha, ha, you dummy. Danny, just tell us how you did this. And Danny's like, I think he's right.
I think he's right about the magic
Like,
situation.
I don't know how I did this.
Max is like,
And then everyone's like, what?
yes, and Max is like, not the first I've heard of this. I'm actually the head of like the Skeptics Society.
Oh my God, is he? It's
So
unbelievable.
What we're gonna do is
Bring
they're
in them
gonna come
skeptics.
in, and you need to prove that you have real magic. So the time comes, all of the skeptics show up, and he begins to levitate off of this chair.
Mhm.
And Max
And everyone is thrilled.
yes, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh,
He's a wizard.
this is real." Max says, "No, it's just a chair, a fancy chair that if you press this and do that, it will cause you to levitate."
Mhm.
And you know, you have now been debunked. You are not a magician. I mean, you're not a magic.
You're not a magic.
You're not a magic.
You're not a magic.
Yes.
You're a great showman, but you're not a magician.
Turns out, though, and here's the twist: Max does have real magic
What?
and is a sorcerer. And he goes and he talks to Danny about this, and he's like, "I know that what you have is real. I have it too, and I want to work with you to basically help you be able to control your powers. Because right now, Danny doesn't really have any control over his powers.
That's why
It's
Snow and Mechanical
Yeah,
Bulls
he doesn't
are
know what's
showing
going to
up on
happen.
him.
When it looks like he's winging it, it's because he doesn't know what's going to happen. He has magical powers he can't control.
Dan, were you able to? You took it to the tape. Were you able to?
I couldn't find anything, and I swear the closest thing I can find is he's watching the video right afterwards.
Right.
So like Frank Langella is not in a car that I could see, although that was the picture in my head. But right after that scene ends, it's him like this watching a video of the doves happening from a very dark lair.
Yes.
So he's not in a car, but they cut.
Yeah, that's them reviewing the tape about who's going to be on the show.
So they cut directly to him by himself staring at these doves in a clearly not above board way, in my opinion. Like from that point, I knew that this guy was not above board. But I thought he was in a car.
Not in a car, though. It's better.
It's better.
It's better.
Better.
It's better.
Better than creeping at the house.
That's
You're
exactly
right.
right.
Yeah. While he's talking to Danny, he also says that this show, the whole point of this show was to find somebody like Danny.
That's right. Everything that we're doing
he
here.
knew that there were other real wizards out there. He was trying to find them.
We put together an elaborate game show. Full of also
that will
kid
film
producers.
Yes.
I don't know how the kid producer element of this plays into. We were just trying to find a real
just because
sorcerer.
it's for a Disney Channel, we needed more.
For a long
we need
time.
more kids.
We needed a high kid count.
They filmed for a long time, but they're only going to air one night, right?
I think so.
I don't like the tone that you had there.
What?
On your absolutely?
Absolutely.
I said this movie has a high kid count, and he goes, absolutely.
I'm sure he did.
Guys, I don't know what to
He came
tell
up
you.
with DCOM boys. It's a problem.
And so Allison is actually recording all of this. She climbed into a vent. She hears a conversation going on. She begins to record it. And
so she sees Danny and his real powers. So great,
yes.
great on board for that.
Danny goes to leave, but she keeps rolling, keep rolling. That's literally.
She learned early.
Yes, you have to learn early, keep rolling. And she records Max talking to Paul, if you remember Paul from earlier.
I do remember Paul from earlier.
Basically talking about how they have a plan for him to take Danny's powers and become even more.
There's a special ring.
Yeah, special ring that he gave to Danny, and he's like, as long as you're wearing this ring, you'll be able to, control your powers.
Yeah.
But it's really so he can do his magic, and then when he does the magic, then Frank Langella's character Max can steal the magic.
That's exactly right. So Allison rushes to try to find Danny, tell him about this, and he doesn't believe her. It's this whole thing, but she's like, let's go talk to him, and we can show the tape, and it's this whole thing.
Well, she wants to show him the tape. Max just is creepy and just she turns around and he's behind her and he goes, yeah, let's see this footage.
Let's see the footage. So they take it to the executive producer, I guess, she's the one who's always saying keep rolling.
The adult producer.
The
one adult producer.
The one adult producer. And before they begin to play the tape, Max grabs the tape and begins to mess around with it.
There is a close up on his thumb as he rubs this tape.
Thumb wrestles the tape. And when they put the tape in and play.
Obviously, the tape is now blank.
It's now blank. It's a blank check, blank tape.
That's right.
Situation.
There's a snowman joke that's made. It's real fun.
That's right. So Allison is now gonna have to not be around anymore.
Well, they think Max tries to play it off as like, you've been working so hard. You're 13. You've reached burnout. You need to leave.
That's right. Yeah, you gotta get out of here.
For your health, you need to leave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get out of here.
So, but she's not having it. She begins to do more research, and she discovers, this is a bit foggy, but discovers that there was a magician that died. And when she finds the picture of that magician, of the open casket, praise God, he's wearing the ring.
Yes, she does some looking into Max and the Magic Castle, and this guy was like an apprentice, or so he was
the next world's greatest kid magician.
Yeah, he was an apprentice. He studied under Max, and then he mysteriously died. She sees the ring, and she's like, obviously, Danny's next.
Yes,
I've cracked the case.
So
and she just walks right into that castle.
She walks right into that castle. Does have to do a little bit of
she basically mails herself to the castle.
Yes, and no problem. Spin move.
Spin move. Right in there.
Right into the
It's magic.
pretzels. So she is going to try to convince Max, basically. No, convince Danny
That Max is the bad guy.
is the bad guy. That's exactly right.
And Danny believes her right off the bat.
For sure.
Always.
He believes women.
He believes women. Danny goes on stage.
Danny go?
Danny go. Shout out.
Give me that garbage.
And the trick that he is going to do is to lift a 1,000 pound weight.
Yeah.
Over his head.
Over his head.
Yeah.
And he tries to start doing it. He can't do it. But then Max begins to do things that I guess no one else
so while
can
he's
see,
wearing
but
the
he's
ring, he doesn't have he again doesn't have complete control over his power. So Max is like, you just do your showman thing. I'll
he like Doctor Strange's it over here.
I'll be magicking from the audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fun thing is if you've ever seen a magic show, part of the showmanship is your trick maybe doesn't work the first time or
right.
Yeah.
But this
So
crowd's not having it.
No.
he struggles to pick up the
Like,
weight on the
pick
first
it up right away,
try,
loser.
and then they all just laugh
Oh,
and
you
point.
can't do it.
Literally, they're
You don't know how
heckling.
to do it.
They are heckling him. They are
Boo.
laughing at him. This is an audience of children for a children's show.
No.
Not giving any leeway here.
You suck.
Yeah, they're just yeah, he's the worst. And then Max comes in and is
You're
like,
not top 10 Disney boy anymore. Can't do it.
beg to
I
differ.
don't think they said that.
That's what it was a very long thing,
It
and
was a
I'm
whole
surprised
thing.
they left
Yeah,
that
yeah,
in, but
yeah.
it was
Had
really
time for
weird.
that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
But then
really
he
weird.
does lift it above his head. It's a great scene.
Yes,
Everyone's
but-
like, wait, we take it back.
Yes, you're incredible. Allison is watching on, and I think that she sees that Max is kind of the one who is, and she knows that he's going to drop it.
Well, at one
So-
point, he then lets the weight go, and now it's
Yes.
just hovering
Yeah.
above him. And he's like, I'm going to stand directly under this weight.
right underneath
That's
it,
how
no
confident
problem.
I am.
Yeah.
She realizes that the weight is going to fall on him, so she tells him to move right as the weight crashes
Well,
into
it's a good thing the weight fell in slow motion.
Slow motion,
So
no
slow.
problem.
The
9.8
slowest-
meters per
the
second
slowest
squared.
of motion.
No chance. It was way
That's
slower.
right.
Yeah.
So now Max comes on stage and they get into a weird vague duel. It's like, what are you going to do now? And they do a kind of like a magic off.
Were
It's
you doing like a Dracula there?
yes.
What are you going to do next?
What are you going to do?
Yeah,
and
at
so,
some point, he throws Danny up to the ceiling.
yes.
And so Danny's just floating there. And they're having this whole conversation about their real magic that apparently nobody is mic'd and nobody 1 foot away from them in the audience can hear this
Yes.
conversation
Yeah.
about magic. Yeah.
And then Allison gets in a box and Max pulls that box out.
Well, that happens before the magic duel.
But then she was out of the box and she got back in the box, which was weird. to
So
me.
she was in the box to get backstage.
Yes.
And then she and Danny had the conversation
Right.
about hey, this ring is a bad deal. And he's
Right.
like, no, it's not. And she's like, okay, we'll try to take it off. And he's like, no, I would never. And then she kind of gets banned again. He goes out to do his trick. When the weight crashes,
She gets back in the
Cedric
box.
brings the box out on stage.
Right.
And kind of whispers to Danny that she's in there to help
Yes.
him. Max comes up and does this whole sword through the box thing.
And she's like, ah! From inside the box.
She's in the box trying not to get impaled, and Danny's freaking out because he's basically witnessing a murder on stage.
yes.
She finally then he makes her disappear, then she shows back up.
Yes.
Now she's just randomly on stage, and when the magic duel starts, she reaches behind Danny's back and takes the
Boom.
ring off.
Takes it.
And then Max is like, oh, well, ceiling for you. And now we're caught up.
That's exactly right.
Nice. Thanks for that.
So
Hey, I just want to be accurate.
Yeah, it's important.
they
Here.
are then able
That's how
to
we get those 300 reviews.
yes, they are then able to put the ring onto Max, which then causes him to no longer be able to do his thing, and he disappears and deuces, and Allison and Danny bow, and yay.
Yeah.
And everybody loves it. The
And
crowd
he-
loves
The
it.
crowd loves it. They thought it was all part of the bit.
He probably wins.
Yeah, I'd say he wins. He has real magical powers.
I think he wins. Yes.
We
and
don't really get a lot of conclusions to the,
We don't.
the kid
but they
magician.
do kiss at the end, right?
No,
Nope.
they don't. They just, she is talking to the camera some more, and she's like, I have no idea where Max is or where Danny is. But
Well,
then,
she doesn't know where either is.
yes,
Fair.
doesn't know where. But then Danny's,
They think
caught-
producer guy, whose name I've already forgotten.
Claire.
Allison?
John? The mentor?
Adam. John. Andy? What's his name? Paul.
Paul, you went Adam, John, Andy. You didn't.
So many.
You weren't even in the ballpark.
What are the generic white men names?
David, Daniel, Joseph, Matthew.
Allison theorizes that Paul, who is working in cahoots with Max, was able to like get the ring off of him, and the two of them have disappeared. And so now Danny is also in hiding, working on his magic, because someday the two of them are going to meet again, and Danny's going to have to take him down. And she's like, yeah, I don't even know where Danny is. And then we find out that he like magics her to him.
Yeah,
on a bench, and then it's over.
And they don't kiss.
They don't kiss.
We don't know what happens though, because he holds up a hat in front of the camera, so it's possible that they kiss behind
we don't know.
The hat. We don't know.
That's for the fanfic to decide.
That's exactly right. And that is now. You see it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about how this movie aged over time and see where it lands up on our list.
Did you write that?
I don't. No comment. DCOM Descendant.
Where can you find it?
I got a Substack.
Nice. Welcome back, everybody, to DCOM Descendants. We're talking Now You See It today. Not Now You See Me.
No.
Now You See.
Not Now You See Me Too.
Nope.
Thank God.
I have some Letterboxd reviews if you would like it.
Love that.
Emily says 5 stars. Any movie that plays Do You Believe in Magic by Ali and AJ is automatically a 5-star movie. That's just a fact.
Amen.
That's right, Emily. You get it. Why can't Emily join us for the, to be the
Emily,
third
do you want to be our co-host?
Come on, Emily.
No, I'll leave. Guys.
Nina says,
don't act like you've been trying to kick me out and I keep showing up. Don't act like somehow I'm the one just trying to butt my head in here to DCOM Descendants.
He's an addict. He can't stay away. Nina says 1 star, but she does say the prestige is shaking. Sienna says 4 stars. Going to tell my kids this was Harry Potter.
Oh, boy.
Izzy says 3 stars. Now You See It, 2005. Walk so that Now You See Me, 2013, could run.
Oh, my goodness.
Tisty says, where's Mark?
I'm sorry,
Tisty. T-Y-S-T-I. Tisty.
Okay.
Tisty. Says 1/2 star. Where's Mark Ruffalo? Emmanuel says, confirmed to be the first movie to make a Donald Trump joke. How about that? Did you guys miss that? There's a Donald Trump joke in this movie ahead of its time. Confirmed first movie.
There's no world where that's the first movie.
And then Cole says Jesse Eisenberg looks super different in this one. Let's share our thoughts on this movie, how we thought it aged over time. Erin, both you and I had seen this movie.
Yeah.
So it's a rewatch for us. What do you think about it then? What do you think about it now?
Yeah. I loved this movie as a kid.
What? Get out of here.
I know.
I didn't catch that watching it with you.
I know. I tried to keep it under wraps so you wouldn't spoil my hot take here. But loved this movie. While watching this movie, I shared that my grandfather was a magician. Was also an accountant. Like, he had a day job, but then...
You didn't give us that info.
Sorry.
It
wasn't his only job, but he did do the whole, like, parties, events, a whole traveling circuit of magic. So a lot of my childhood was brought up, like, going to magic shows, having a lot of magic kits. So I liked, close-up magic. Also, like, loved Ali and AJ. Still love Ali and AJ. They're a sister band.
Who?
Yeah. They're great.
Are you going to play him potential breakup, the original version, or the one where they curse for no reason?
The one where they curse for no reason.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Great. I'm looking forward to that.
They're not on Disney anymore. They can
curse.
They can curse.
Yeah.
How about a curse are we talking?
Oh, it's an F-bomb, baby.
Wow.
It's not
Ali
a
and
birthday.
AJ.
Her effing birthday.
Say what you will.
Anyway, so I loved this movie back in 2005. I thought it was great. I thought it had a perfect ending for a sequel, and 14-year-old Erin desperately wanted a Now You See It too, which as of 2025 we have not gotten, but there's still time.
Okay. All the fans clamoring for it, huh?
It's just me, but I can be loud. Anyway, loved this movie then. I still had a great time watching this movie. Yes, it's cheesy. Yes, it doesn't really make any sense, but I loved Johnny and Ali together. I loved just the supporting cast. I thought everyone...
You talking about Johnny Picard?
Yeah, Johnny
The
Picard.
Johnny
The
Picard.
Johnny Picard. Also from Make It or Break It.
Yeah.
Um,
DCOM Hunk 2 on
Dude.
Erin's list behind Ryan
Yeah.
Merriman 1.
Oh, she's still thinking about
yeah, I
it.
still gotta think about
Okay.
it, but he's definitely like top 3, I think.
What about Johnny Tsunami?
He wouldn't be top 3.
Oh,
Oh, man.
I know.
Top
It's
3
tough.
people, though.
Oh,
If we're- if
he's,
it's
he's a top 1 human.
If we're ranking DCOM people, I mean, that's a different animal.
Yeah, if we're ranking how good they are as human beings, I think the list is Johnny Tsunami and then Kimberly J. Brown, and then I think the list ends.
That's it. Everybody else is tied for last.
Yeah, I think the list just ends after 2. Anyway, yeah, great movie. Had a
Richard
great time. Would still watch multiple times.
Everyone's ahead of Richard Karn.
We love Richard Karn.
Top 5 answers.
I
on
don't
the
think
board.
so, Tim.
I don't think we do.
This movie slaps then, it slaps now, it slaps forever. This movie rules. And I think what I love about this movie and like this movie like is in a similar.
Before I talk about the higher it goes on my list.
This movie freaking rules. It is like in the space of like Get a Clue, Phantom of the Megaplex. Like I love DCOMs like this, where there's a little bit of mystery, hijinks, big fun. Really big fan. This movie, you know, gets a little bit lost in the weeds with the max of it all.
What?
As wonderful as he is an actor, an unnecessary character and complication too. What could have just been
Magic fun times.
a sorcerer who's trying to find his way in life, and maybe that's what happens. And now you see it too, and I'd be here for it. But the movie that we have, still love it. Still had a great time. Big fan. Dan.
So in the Delish segment, Erin Shea said one of the iconic scenes in this movie, and I was floored because there aren't any iconic scenes in this movie. Listen, this is as true a review as you're going to get of this movie from an adult. If you take away the amazing character development, the world building and set design, and the unbelievable acting, this movie is Halloween Town. That's what this movie is. This movie is about someone with magical powers who doesn't know what it is, realizes it, and then someone is trying to take those powers from them. That's what this movie is. The problem is this movie doesn't do anything to explain it. Nothing. Like you don't, and it's not like Phantom of the Megaplex where you don't, something's happening around here and we don't know what it is. And there's an explanation for it. This is a movie where someone has magical powers in the real realm. And we don't know why. We don't know why this contest exists. We don't know why there are a bunch of kid filmmakers. And on top of all that, they don't do any of the legwork. They don't do any of the set building. And on top of that, I think the acting's bad in this movie. I think the acting is outright bad in this movie from everyone that's not Frank Langella. I think it's one of the worst acted DCOMs. I'm sure he's a wonderful human being. And Johnny Picard, shout out. That guy and Allie are not good in this movie. They're not. This movie sucks. Fair. This movie is not a movie. I'm sure if I was 10 and I saw this, I might think about it differently now because it was just cool that it was actual magic and blah, blah, blah. But as it stands, Halloween Town does the legwork. Great set design, amazing acting. They explain it very well. Like Kimberly J. Brown's like, oh my gosh, I've always been able to do this. I'm a witch and there's a portal and I can go to this place. And the explanation and narrative makes sense in Halloween Town. Take all that away and you have this movie. It's just a nothing burger of a movie with two leads who were kind of popular at the time. And it's just not good. I actively did not like this movie. Sorry, guys. Normally on these classics, I'm with you guys. But if you're saying this is one of the DCOM classics, I don't get it.
I don't think this is a Disney classic.
Okay.
I just think it's one of my favorites.
Okay. All right. Well, at least there's a difference there. Then.
Like if we weren't doing this podcast and you said, hey, Erin, I missed out on watching DCOMs when I was a kid. Give me 10 DCOMs to watch to really understand it. This would not be on that list.
All right. That makes me feel better.
And I just think it's getting a Johnny Picard bump from 14-year-old Erin.
It's the Picard bump.
It's the Picard bump. But you're not 14-year-old Erin.
Yeah, but this is one of those things where like Cheetah Girls premiered in my top 10, but now it's not near my top 10. Like it's gonna be one of those things where like this movie is gonna rank higher.
I gotta give it its time.
And then I have to go. I didn't spend time last week. I very thoughtfully spent time in my prayer room and really thought about my rankings. And this week I forgot. and that's so 14-year-old Erin said, "Hey, it belongs."
Let me take it from here.
Yeah.
And
she and I will have to have a talk.
in 2025, Erin's defense, Picard was like 25 when he made this movie, so
Yeah, he was 26.
still above board. It's the Picard bump.
He's actually close. Picard making the movie is closer to your age now
right.
than he was to 14-year-old Erin.
Yeah.
No, it was wrong for 14-year-old Erin
That's right.
to be watching a movie with him.
That's right. There you go.
It's above board now.
Above board. Completely
board.
above board.
You know, it's not above board? Disney.
DCOM boy.
Let's make our list. Let's check it twice. Erin, where's Now You See It going to premiere?
Oh, number 1 for sure.
It's the Picard bump.
That's the Picard bump.
It's above board.
It's a Picard bump of heroin.
No, right now it's at 17 on my list. It is behind Quince and ahead of 'Twas the Night.
Boy, that's tough.
Yeah, it was originally down at like 24, 25.
Okay.
So it'll probably go back down, but
It's the Picard bump.
yeah.
Top 10 change?
Nope. So we've got 10 Scream Team, 9 Halloween Town, 8 Get a Clue, 7 Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, 6 Phantom of the Megaplex, 5 Smart House, 4 Johnny Tsunami, 3 Right on Track. That's the movie with the two.
Okay. Right on track. Right on track.
2 Cadet Kelly and 1 Motocross.
Very nice. Now You See It is premiering at number 12 on my
God
list.
almighty.
12. Just
I'm embarrassed for you.
I almost put it in my top 10, so
I'm embarrassed.
talk about
for
the
you.
restraints. I don't get any credit for
Remember
the
how the other
restraint.
day we were talking about how if you two were to have a feud, I would choose Dan's side? I don't know if that's true.
That's what I'm talking about, Erin. That's why I was so confused.
The problem is feuds aren't over DCOMs. They're over normal things
That's
where
true.
you're
If it's
normally
over
wrong.
a DCOM, I'm 100% on Brent's side.
Yeah. I think everyone your age is. I'm not just, don't hurt my feelings.
it is right. It's in front of the Even Stevens movie. It's behind Mom's Got a Date. Number 10, Luck of the Irish. 9, Phantom of the Megaplex. 8, Full Court Miracle. 7, Smart House. 6, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. 5, Cadet Kelly. 4, Get a Clue. 3, she's saluting at
But
me,
you
and I
just
felt
did
like
one of these, like you were just resetting your sleeves.
No,
or something.
I felt like I had. She saluted. I didn't want to make a big deal of it, but I felt like I had to.
Tiger Cruise was last week.
4, Get a Clue. 3, Motocrossed. It's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2,
My bad.
2, Johnny Tsunami, and number 1.
Last
the
week
greatest movie
in
of
my
all
brain
time.
and on my calendar though.
Brink.
Yeah, time isn't real, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Did you know 2014 was 11
It
years
was
ago?
11 years.
Yeah.
All 11 of them.
I knew that.
I feel like I was really kind, and Now You See It, and it slots in at 35.
That's fair for you.
I think that's
really nice.
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Because we got 55 of these bad boys, 54, whatever. So it's
For you,
not,
I'm quite
not
happy.
in the bottom 15.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
It's 30. It's one ahead of Alley Cat Strike, one behind the Cheetah Girls. That's where this movie ended up for me. 35.
Yeah. I'll take it.
I all of these other movies that are in front of it are just like Stuck in the Suburbs, for instance. I thought the two leads were a lot of fun. It's a madcap fun movie that didn't work for me, but if you were 12, that movie probably rules, and I get it, and it makes sense. Even Steven's movie ahead of this movie. Got to Kick It Up, Double Teamed, Ultimate Christmas Present. These are all movies that are definitely better because they at least have some sort of narrative through line to them, and Now You See It doesn't. But like Halloween Town 2, not as good. Color of Friendship, not as good. Can of Worms, Under Wraps, not as good. Yeah. That's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10 unchanged. Halloween Town at 10, Full Court Miracle 9, Scream Team 8, Get a Clue 7, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off 6, Phantom of the Megaplex 5, Cadet Kelly 4, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire 3, Johnny Tsunami 2, Motocrossed 1, no question about it. There you
No
have it.
question about it.
There you have it.
We did, everybody. Congratulations to us. Let's come back next week, shall we?
I love that
Buffalo
plan.
Dreams.
Buffalo Dreams,
What?
a movie that I don't know.
I saw one time.
Is
There's
it about Native Americans?
Yes.
Oh, no.
It's with the kid from Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, but not Eddie. The friend who's a punk.
I
who
just don't
comes
Yeah,
around.
trust
yeah.
Disney in 2005 to handle this.
I think
well.
that they are going to nail it.
Never forget.
Until next time, keep
Yep.
decoming
Decoming
all
all day.
and night.
DCOM Descendants is a Bramble Jam podcast. It's produced by Brandon Gray here at the Bramble Jam Podcast Network studios in, that Greenville, South Carolina. To find us on the socials at DCOM Descendants, to find us on the web, DCOMpodcast.com. To watch us watch these movies live and get our takes in real time, you can go to BrambleJamPlus.com, and you can find me on my fanfic Substack at
Picard all night long.